last month in this beautiful chiffon, I always forget to say, and about each to stitch. My new dress is from that same pattern company. It's a new release and I was one of the pattern testers, and this dress is called the Kalispell dress. And it's got super nice flattering features, and I'm going to put a line drawing here so you can see. There are princess seams on the bodice front and back, and these princess seams start at the shoulder. I like these princess seams from the shoulder because it's really easy to adjust the shoulder and the bust on the same seam line. Super flattering. Quite a fitted bodice. And then on the skirt portion, there is a pretty full skirt, but the silhouette is maintained sleek and not bulky at the waist because this skirt has inverted box pleats. So whenever I choose to make a dress like this, it will be with inverted box pleats because it doesn't create bulk at the waist, and who wants extra bulk at the waist, right? Now to finish the neckline, it's a V neckline and it's got bands that go all the way down with buttons. 2 sleeve options, cap or sort of flatter sleeves or flared sleeves. About the sizing, each to stitch always goes from sizes 00 to 20, and for woven patterns like this there are always cup sizes from A to DD, and body measurements from bust 30 1/8 inches to 45 inches, a waist of 25 3/8 inches to 40 1/2 inches. And I'm not mentioning the hip measurement here because it is a full skirt. I think if you're like 1 or 2 sizes out of the box, aka more pear-shaped, you'll be fine with this skirt because it is a really full skirt, you know. And now the ease around the bust is about 4 1/4 inches, quite nice and comfy. But I have to point out that at the waist, the positive ease is only 3/8 of an inch or 1 centimeter. So if you like your dresses to be super fitted at the waist, then go for it. It is something to consider. You might want to size up at the waist, just comfort for your life, for moving, you know, to be more comfortable. And as usual, ease is a personal preference. And my body measurements put me in a size 12. I made my muslin just a straight size 12. I could close that button band, you know, it was fine, but I just felt like I'd be really self-conscious about keeping my tummy in and keeping my posture, and I just felt I was gonna be not that comfortable. So I decided to blend from the bust to the waist to a size 14, just to give me that extra inch of ease around the waist. I think for my personal preference, an inch, just a little over an inch is okay. For a fitted bodice to have as ease around the waist. So that's what I did. Start 12, blended to a 14 at the waist. And then the skirt is a size 14, so it matches the pleats and everything around the bodice. Now the original skirt length from the waist down is stated to be at 25 inches. For me, that hits me just below the knee. It's a really awkward length for me. I'm quite tall. For it to be midi length as such, I would have to lengthen it about 2 inches. But because my preference is not midi ever, like not ever, like I don't think I'll ever wear that length, I shortened my skirt by 2 inches. Now I'm going to show you the fabric from a previous footage where I opened it up. It's a Rayon Challi. Now I wouldn't have chosen to make this dress out of this fabric entirely, and I'm going to tell you why in a second when I show it to you, but it's a very gorgeous fabric. And I worked really hard to get the colors where I wanted them, the patterns to sort of match. You can't match this fabric, but it does sort of make sense, you know? So here is my dress. There you can see my Rayon Challi there as the main body of the dress. And I chose to make the bands in contrast black linen. Now there are 2 reasons I chose to do that. One, for the contrast. I really like that black really pops up, and there is some black and gray in the dress, in the print of the dress anyway. And the other thing is this fabric, I don't think it's nice and sturdy enough to make a really nice result on the band, to have a really nice crisp result. Even if you interface it, whatever, I will not top stitch on Rayon Challi. It's just not a fabric that's gonna lie nicely like linen does. So I thought that the linen bands would give the structure that is needed around this area that this fabric wouldn't really give me, but I did want the flow and the drape of this fabric. So that's why I decided to combine them in practical reasons, for sewing reasons, and for visual reasons as well. The princess seams come from the shoulder there. Now in my specific case, I had to do a narrow shoulder, very small. I would say it's 1/4 of an inch that I took in there from the shoulder seams front and back. And having that seam there is really good to do that adjustment, super easy, better than making other types of adjustments. So that is something I did for my personal body shape and size and all that sort of thing. I chose the cap sleeves, they're very tiny. The hem needs to be quite small as well. Now inside, there are lots of seams. And for each of these princess seams in the instructions, it's advised that you stay stitch all the patterns that, you know, the pattern pieces that have curves. I would suggest that you follow those instructions because it will really give you a nice dress, like a really nice dress without pattern pieces stretching out and going out of shape, you know. I did everything from step 1 to the end. I did all the steps and I got a really nice bodice that did not distort. Every single notch matched each other. I didn't have to be trimming out little corners at the bottom, nothing whatsoever. The bodice length was perfect for me. I didn't need to shorten it. I usually need to shorten it on some patterns, but I didn't need to do that for this one. And then here is the skirt with 2 deep inverted box pleats there in that side. So you have 4 box pleats on the front and you keep the same thing at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4 box pleats, center back seam for shaping. There's shaping galore here. Very, very well made dress pattern that gives you, your nice feminine shape, Now I'm going to show you that there's something inside that you're going to laugh, that I never, ever, ever sew. Like, I do not do these things, but what is this? These are pockets, so inseam pockets. As a tester, I did not have the option of opting out of the pockets. I actually had to put them in. And I had grand plans of taking them out after the testing phase, but no, I think I'm gonna keep them. They don't really, you can't really see them. I don't feel them, and if I don't put things in them, I won't even know they're there. So the lining I did in this cotton and the other one there. So yeah, I've got pockets. I think that's a first and a last from me. You will never see pockets again because I just don't like pockets. I voluntarily, if I would have bought this pattern and just made it, I wouldn't have put the pockets. But as a good pattern tester, I did go and put the pockets, So super nice, I love it, and I'm gonna pop it on so you can see. Okay, so here you can see the upper part of the dress. You can see the bands, how nicely they lie, no gaping, everything nice and flat. The cap sleeves there are very short. That is the sleeve I would prefer. I don't prefer those flatter sleeves. I don't think that's for me. And yeah, linen band, Rayon Challi body. There are the princess seams shaped beautifully. I chose the C cup as usual. Here is the bodice waist seam, hits right at my natural waist, and then we have the skirt. If you see, I tried to get some of the dark areas of the print around my waist. That was intentional. Some lighter areas around the skirt and above on the upper chest. It was a bit of, if you look at the prints, yeah, it took a little bit of work. And now there are pockets here. I am not used to having them, but there you go. For all you pocket lovers, you're gonna be in heaven, aren't you? And yeah, okay, enough twirling. So yeah, this pattern has been released today. It's on sale for the first week as usual. My affiliate link will be in the description box. And I'm planning 2 hacks for this dress. Very, very unconventional. I've already got them thought out in my head. And for one of them, I've already chosen the fabric, which is a really big step up for me because it's really hard for me to match patterns to fabric and hacks. but one will be coming very soon. Lovely dress, you know, if you want some intermediate sewing, a little bit of a challenge, you know, a dress that's not going to take you like one day to make, maybe two. Go for it. Super flattering feminine dress. That's all for now. I'll see you soon. Bye.